Look, I didn't have a Glenn Powell shirt, but he's American. He has an ass. America's ass.
Do the intro.
What do you mean?
Look at the camera, idiot.
Oh shit! We've been waiting since Venice last year for this, my friends. My name is Ren, and this is finally my review of Hit Man. Welcome back, film family, and thank you for joining me for my most anticipated review of the year. One that I've been waiting to make since the Venice Film Festival last year, where this movie stole the show, where we follow a mild-mannered professor moonlighting as a fake hitman for his city's police department. But when he finds himself falling for a woman who enlists his services, he creates a chain reaction of trouble that descends into dangerous, dubious territory. Now, like I said, this wasn't just the biggest surprise of the Venice Film Festival for me, this was the surprise of the year. At this point, I've seen the film 3 times and I've waited this long to review it to catch the hype of release, because this is a film that deserves to be seen with a crowd. Walking into Hitman, I knew nothing about it besides Glenn Powell stars in it. And Hitman is the first film that gives him a chance at a star-making performance. One that he undeniably crushes, cementing the fact that this film just wouldn't work the same without him in it, and without him as co-writer alongside Richard Linklater, as the two sparked up a conversation about the original newspaper article about the real Gary Johnson while shooting Everybody Wants Some. And upon seeing the film, it isn't hard to figure out why Linklater would gravitate towards this story. It's a romantic ballad that showcases the versatility in his filmmaking, but crafted with a trademark irreverent energy that has come to define his now 5-decade-long career. Hitman feels familiar, but it also challenges Linklater's sensibilities in many ways by blending comedy with thriller, with romance, with mystery, with noir. But in typical Linklater fashion, it contains an unexpected but earnest heart at its core. I will not be shocked if Hitman and Twisters later this summer make Glenn Powell an ever more constant presence in our screens, alongside the wonderful Adria Arjona, who brings out the best in him just as much as he does in her. With such natural, sizzling chemistry, I can totally see audiences craving more of this on-screen pairing, which to me is the best on-screen pairing between actors I've seen since Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. There's genuine endearment to seeing a content underdog missing a certain spark in his life, and Powell effortlessly pulls it off thanks to his affability and Gary's curiosity towards people and the world. There's a quirky meta element to the film that I adored, where to his clients, Gary is something out of a movie, a mysterious gun for hire who's had his fair share of insane experiences, sometimes even gloating about the creative ways with which he can get the job done. Gary is more than content being a philosophy and psychology teacher at college and just helping out the police catch criminals from the van. But once he's put in the line of fire, he embraces the opportunity to escape his lonely day-to-day routine, giving him a taste for disguises and elaborate personas. Coming up with backstories for each persona, doing his own makeup, buying his own wigs, as it allows him to explore his own psychology as well as other people's. And it works because of Powell's affable charisma, which always puts Gary's heart of gold in the right place. He is a man selflessly trying to do the right thing, and eventually, selfishly, he sees this as an opportunity to find himself, an opportunity to not just be stuck where he is. Because of this, Gary uses Ron as a shield as he begins engaging with Madison, and the undeniably electric on-screen chemistry between Powell and Arjona fuels the narrative with sexually charged flirting that flows so naturally between the two. Both Powell and Arjona are absolute forces, playing off each other with such natural likability seldom found in on-screen couples. It offers the opportunity for memorable one-liners that truly endear us to the character of Gary and to the embracing of his new self. All anchored by the inherent sweetness of their love affair, which carries a relatable innocence from both sides. Gary, who, despite lying about his identity, holds true to his values and to who he is, wanting to protect Madison and be with her. He uses Ron as a shield to hide his self-perceived unworthiness. He is so insecure in his worth, he fails to see the qualities he brings as a person, qualities which are exactly what Madison falls for. This all leads to one incredibly rich scene where the subtext just shines through thanks to Powell and Arjona's chemistry bouncing back and forth in a flirtatious tennis match of wits. And Linklater's layered dialogue is brought to life with such humanistic humor and thoughtfulness. This scene was awarded a middle of screening applause from the Venice audience. It was my favorite scene of all of last year, and it might be my favorite scene this year. You can notice all the little imperfections, their body language, their facial expressions, the little twitches, the little glances. It's such a spectacular scene in writing, performance, and direction. It deserves its own chef's kiss. Richard Linklater believably brings a sweet relationship grounded in human flaws and qualities to life, as the film isn't just an unraveling mystery with hysterical laughs and outrageous scenarios and interactions. It's a genuinely delightful romance about two lost people hurt by their experiences, searching for connection and for who they are. Gary and Madison become each other's safe space, combining the physical connection with the emotional connection they've so longed for. And believe me, the film is incredibly aware of the sparks flying between the pair, be it the twinkle in Paul's eye, Arjona's hypnotizing presence, not just the chemistry, but the comfort the two share on screen would fool anyone into thinking they're either a real life couple or at least they've worked several times together in the past. Which does make the epilogue section of the film not quite pack the same punch and feel rather sudden in its last 5 or so minutes. There are sections the movie loses track of. Stylishly collaged all through the first act, we have montages of Gary catching criminals and making his presence in the trials. This is something that doesn't really have a payoff and more fades to the background the more the film unravels, which is a shame because not only was it entertaining, it were several opportunities for Powell's ingenious character work and honestly improv skills to flourish more than they already do. That is the only small nitpick I can have with Hitman, and I'm just so happy I'm finally talking about this film. So before I dive into my final thoughts on Hitman, it's time for you to start the conversation about it in the comments below. I know many of you have waited for this review since I saw it at Venice. It's finally here. What did you think? And if you're new to the channel, here's more reviews from 2024, more reviews from 2023. If you want to stick around, talk more movies and TV with me, this is the place to be. Consider clicking that subscribe button and you won't miss any future conversations on your favorite movies and TV. Hitman is a joyful, crowd-pleasing romp packed with riotous laughs, infectious energy, and genuine sweetness. Powell's affable charisma is perfectly matched by Arjona, blending their electrifying romantic chemistry and undeniable sex appeal, and I can finally say it, into one of Linklater's best and the year's best comedy. I'm giving Hitman an A. Thank you so much for watching, Film Family. It is a weight off my shoulders to finally be able to talk about one of my favorite movies from last year for this year, so I cannot wait for you to start the conversation about it in the comments below. What is your favorite Richard Linklater film, your favorite Glenn Powell performance, and what is the best on-screen couple you've ever seen? Thank you so much once more. Big shout out to my channel members for always supporting the channel, and I'll be back very soon with more videos. So until the next one, love each other, and love the movies.